Behind every legend lies a story few dare to tell. A story of fire and faith, struggle and survival, music and message. This is the story of Buju Banton, a man whose voice became the soundtrack of a nation, yet whose life was a battle far beyond the stage lights. Today, we dive deep, from the rough streets of Kingston to the heights of Grammy glory, the silent years behind bars, and the triumphant return that shook the world. This isn't just the story of a reggae star, it's the story of a warrior. Mark Anthony Myrie was born on July 15, 1973. He was born in Kingston, Jamaica, in a busy neighborhood called Barbican Road, in an area known as Kingston 8. This place was full of life, but also full of struggle. The streets were noisy, with children playing, people selling goods, and reggae music playing everywhere. Mark was the youngest of 15 children. His family was large and hardworking. His mother was a higgler, which means she sold goods in the market. She would carry her things on her head and walk the busy streets to sell fruits, vegetables, and other goods. His father worked hard, too, in a tile factory, making tiles for buildings. The house where Mark grew up was simple and small, but it was full of love. The sounds of reggae and dancehall music were always around him. From a young age, Mark loved to listen to the music on the radio and in the streets. He would watch local DJs and singers perform outside in the open air. His family came from the Maroons, a group of brave people who ran away from slavery many years ago. The Maroons lived in the hills and fought hard to keep their freedom. This history gave Mark pride. He learned about strength and never giving up from his ancestors. His mother gave him the nickname Buju. It means breadfruit, which is a big, heavy fruit. But Buju was a skinny boy with a big head, so the name was a bit funny. The word Banton means someone who is a great storyteller or speaker. Buju took this name from a DJ he loved when he was a kid, called Buju Banton. Buju loved to watch dancehall parties where DJs played loud music. By the time he was 12 years old, he wasn't just watching anymore. He started singing and toasting himself. He called himself Gargamel, a nickname he used for many years. He learned how to work with sound systems and producers. His voice was rough and strong, and he had a way with words. Even as a young boy, people noticed he had something special. In 1986, Buju got a big chance. A DJ named Clement Erie introduced him to a music producer named Robert French. Buju recorded his first single, called The Ruler, in 1987. The song was played on radio stations and started to get attention. After that, Buju worked with many famous Jamaican producers, including Patrick Roberts, Bunny Lee, Winston Riley, and Digital B. He made many songs that became popular in Jamaica. In 1992, Buju had his big year. He broke the record for the most #1 songs in Jamaica in one year. This record was held by the legendary Bob Marley before him. Some of his hit songs were Bogle and Love Me Browning. People loved to dance to his music, and Buju became a big star in dancehall music. His album, Mr. Mention, released in 1993, made him even more famous. But not everything was easy. A song Buju recorded when he was only 15, called Boom Bye Bye, came back to cause problems. The song had words that hurt many people because they were violent and homophobic. This made some people cancel his shows in the US and Europe. Despite this, Buju kept moving forward. He changed his style and message. In the mid-1990s, Buju began to follow the Rastafarian faith. This brought a new meaning to his music. His songs started to talk about peace, love, and social problems. He moved more towards roots reggae and made music with strong messages. In 1995, Buju released the album Till Shiloh. This album had songs like Untold Stories and Murderer that showed a deeper, more thoughtful side of him. The album was very popular and helped him reach new fans. Buju's music kept growing. In 1997, he released Inna Heights, which became #1 on the reggae charts. His style mixed dancehall energy with thoughtful words. In 2010, Buju won his first Grammy Award for the album Before the Dawn. This was one of the highest honors in music. It showed how far he had come from his early days in Kingston. when he was arrested by U.S. authorities. They said he was part of a drug deal and also charged him for having a gun. The news spread fast. It shocked his fans, his country, and the entire reggae music world. People couldn't believe it. How could someone like Buju, known for his powerful lyrics and deep faith, end up in such a serious situation? It was a terrible time for Buju. His family was heartbroken. His fans were confused and scared. For months, people followed the news, hoping he would be found innocent, but the case was strong. There were recordings, witnesses, and video evidence. In 2011, Buju was found guilty. The judge gave him 10 years in a U.S. federal prison. That day, the music stopped. His shows were canceled. His studio went quiet. Buju was taken away from his children, his mother, and the land he loved, Jamaica. But even behind bars, Buju didn't give up. He spent time reading, writing songs, and praying. His faith became even stronger and tried to understand what went wrong. In the stillness of his prison cell, he began to grow again, not as a superstar, but as a man. Even though he was locked away, his voice still reached the world. In 2011, the same year he was sentenced, his album, Before the Dawn, won a Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album. That moment was powerful. It showed the world that even in prison, Buju's spirit couldn't be broken. His music was still alive and still meaningful. For nearly 7 years, he lived in silence, away from crowds, away from the stage, away from everything that made him who he was. But in those quiet years, he found something deeper: patience, strength, and forgiveness. Then came December 2018. Buju Banton was finally released from prison. He stepped out a free man, greeted by tears, cheers, and love. It wasn't just a return, it was a rebirth. In March 2019, he launched the Long Walk to Freedom tour. His first concert was held at National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica. That night, over 30,000 fans filled the stadium. Some had traveled from different islands and countries just to witness this moment. When Buju stepped on stage, the crowd roared. It wasn't just about music, it was about hope. His voice was strong, his message was clear, and his presence was more powerful than ever. The long silence was over. Buju Banton may be a world-traveled artist, but his heart is rooted in Jamaica, and so is his most beloved home. Tucked away in the hills above Kingston, Buju's Jamaican estate feels like a hidden sanctuary. It's surrounded by towering green trees, thick tropical plants, and birdsong that fills the morning air. Unlike the crowded noise of the city, this place is quiet, deeply quiet, a space for peace, meditation, and creativity. Up here, Buju can breathe freely. He's not just living, he's healing. The house itself is expansive and elegant, yet grounded in earthy, natural style. Enormous glass walls and wide windows flood the rooms with golden Jamaican sunlight, revealing a breathtaking view of misty mountains and bright blue skies. On clear days, you can even spot the sparkling sea far in the distance. The home reflects Buju's love of tradition. Rich mahogany wood lines the floors, doors, and handcrafted furniture. The walls are textured with natural stone and clay finishes, making the space feel both luxurious and deeply spiritual, like stepping inside a temple of music. But what makes this home truly legendary is the Gargamel Music Studio, named after his early stage moniker. It's more than a studio, it's a creative fortress where Buju crafts every lyric, beat, and harmony. The studio houses an impressive collection of gear: classic analog mics, high-end digital interfaces, vintage reggae drum kits, keyboards, electric guitars, and rare vinyl records. Posters of Jamaican legends, Dennis Brown, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, hang on the walls, watching over him like guiding spirits. Buju spends hours in this studio, often late into the night, experimenting with rhythms or fine-tuning verses. Sometimes, friends drop by, other artists, producers, or just close family, and jam sessions turn into full recordings. For Buju, this room is sacred. Outside, the estate opens to a wide veranda with rattan chairs and long wooden table. Here, Buju enjoys slow mornings sipping bush tea, or warm evenings laughing with his children, telling old stories under the stars. The garden is lush and fragrant: hibiscus, ginger lilies, ackee trees, and mangoes in season. It's a place to reconnect with nature, family, and faith. Buju's car collection tells a quiet story about the man himself. He doesn't chase status or luxury just to show off. Instead, he chooses vehicles that are strong, reliable, and built for purpose, much like his music. Whether it's the steep roads of the Jamaican hills or long journeys across the U.S., Buju's cars help him stay grounded, mobile, and independent. He's not the kind of celebrity who buys a dozen exotic sports cars. Instead, each car in his garage seems hand-picked, practical yet stylish, tough yet comfortable. His collection shows his appreciation for quality over quantity. Range Rover Sport. This is one of Buju's go-to vehicles. With its high ground clearance and powerful engine, the Range Rover handles both Kingston's crowded streets and the muddy, uneven back roads of the countryside. The inside feels like a rolling lounge, leather seats, soft lighting, and space to stretch out. It's perfect for road trips with his family or long drives after studio sessions. Mercedes-Benz GLE Coupe. This sleek and futuristic car is Buju's choice when he wants to move through the city with grace. The GLE Coupe blends style and strength with a turbocharged engine and high-end finish. It's not a loud car, but it turns heads. When Buju pulls up to events or meetings in this ride, it says "Icon" without shouting. Toyota Land Cruiser. The Land Cruiser is a serious workhorse, and Buju respects that. Jamaica's terrain isn't always friendly to fragile cars, and the Land Cruiser offers peace of mind. It's known for lasting decades, making it a symbol of endurance, just like Buju himself. This is the car he might take when visiting rural communities, doing charity work, or reconnecting with the land. BMW X6. The BMW X6 adds a little edge to his collection. It's sporty, stylish, and fast, with curves that match its confident performance. Buju has been seen driving this car during international tours and in several behind-the-scenes clips. While it's the flashiest in his garage, even this car speaks more of maturity and taste than extravagance. Whether it's city driving, off-road trips, or traveling in comfort and style, Buju's vehicles reflect his balance of humility and strength. They are extensions of his journey, powerful, dependable, and always moving forward. Net worth. As of 2024, Buju Banton's net worth is estimated to be around $2 million. This amount might seem smaller compared to other world-famous musicians, but it's important to remember that Buju lost almost 10 years of earning potential while he was in prison in the United States. Those years were a huge gap in his career and income. Since his release, Buju has worked hard to rebuild his fortune. He has released new albums, gone on tours, and made important deals with big music companies like Jay-Z's Rock Nation and Island Records. These partnerships have helped him reach more fans and earn money again. Giving back to his community. Buju Banton is not just a reggae icon, he's also a man of deep compassion. For him, success means lifting up others, especially the children and youth of Jamaica, who face the same struggles he once did. He founded the Buju Banton Foundation with a clear mission: to create opportunities where there were none. The foundation partners with volunteers, teachers, and local leaders to give young Jamaicans a second chance. Whether it's school fees, job training, or mentorship, the foundation gives kids tools to build a better future, one step at a time. One of the most talked about efforts was his donation to the Sunbeam Children's Home, where he funded the creation of a poultry farm. But this wasn't just a one-time gift. It was a smart, sustainable project. The farm teaches boys how to raise chickens, manage supplies, and sell eggs, giving them real business skills. It feeds the home and also feeds their confidence. Buju's love for his people also led him to support the Maroons in St. Elizabeth, a proud community with deep historical roots. He gave $200,000 toward roads, schools, and local development. It wasn't about praise, it was about respect for their history, their land, and their right to thrive. Buju has also quietly paid tuition for students who couldn't afford university. He's funded back-to-school drives in Kingston and beyond. And when floods hit rural Jamaica in 2023, he helped send emergency supplies and clean water to families in need. For Buju, giving isn't just charity, it's responsibility. He knows what it's like to grow up with little, so when he gives with heart, not just money. His message is clear: every youth deserves a chance. Every youth has greatness in them. Buju Banton's life shows us how to be strong when things are hard. From a small boy in Kingston to a star around the world, through prison and back, his story teaches us about hope and never giving up. Today, Buju is more than a reggae singer. He is a hero to many. He shows that no matter what happens, we can rise and keep fighting for our dreams. Thank you for joining us on this deep journey into the life of Buju Banton. If you were inspired by his story of struggle, triumph, and legacy, please like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories from the world of music and culture. What's your favorite Buju Banton song? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep the music alive and keep the spirit strong.